As we progress through the complexities of modern society, the concept of social credit, an emerging system that assigns scores based on individual behavior and adherence to societal norms, raises significant ethical and spiritual questions. While social credit systems might appear to offer a path toward greater order and accountability, they also pose profound challenges to our understanding of freedom, morality, and divine principles. In light of biblical teachings, the social credit system brings to mind a principle articulated in Revelation 13:16-17. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. This passage warns of a system that enforces conformity and control over personal freedoms, suggesting that such systems may carry deep spiritual implications. Social credit systems, particularly those implemented in countries like China, evaluate individuals based on a range of criteria, including their social behavior, financial transactions, and adherence to governmental policies. While these systems aim to promote positive behavior and social stability, they also risk creating an environment where personal freedoms and religious convictions are compromised. Ellen White's writings provide insight into the dangers of centralized control and the erosion of individual liberties, reflecting concerns that are increasingly relevant in the context of social credit systems. In The Great Controversy, White emphasizes the importance of maintaining personal integrity and spiritual freedom amidst societal pressures. She writes, "The enemy of souls has sought to bring in the supposition that a great reformation was to take place among the people of God, and that this was to be the object of the opposition of Satan. But, as the whole world will be divided into two classes, so will the faithful in Christ be tested." The Great Controversy, 607, 1911. This warning resonates with the potential for social credit systems to test and challenge individual faithfulness and adherence to divine principles. Moreover, White's caution about societal pressures and the loss of religious freedom aligns with the implications of a social credit system. In her writings, she describes a future where all who will not conform to the requirements of the government will be cut off from the benefits of society. Testimonies to Ministers and Gospel Workers, 234, 235, 1895. This aligns with the potential consequences of a social credit system, where individuals who do not align with state-sanctioned behaviors could face exclusion or penalties. Biblical principles emphasize the importance of personal conscience and the freedom to worship according to one's convictions. In Acts 5:29, Peter and the apostles declare, "We must obey God rather than men." This principle highlights the need to prioritize divine commandments over societal pressures, particularly in systems that might impose conformity at the expense of personal and spiritual freedom. Ellen White also underscores the necessity of remaining true to God's commands amid societal changes. She writes, "In the last great conflict of the world, those who are true to the principles of the Bible will be a minority, and the world will be united in opposing them." The Desire of Ages, 257, 1898. This perspective reinforces the idea that faithfulness to God's principles may require standing firm against systems that seek to impose conformity and restrict religious freedoms. The social credit system's potential for monitoring and controlling personal behavior raises questions about privacy and the scope of governmental authority. Proverbs 4:23 advises, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." This guidance reminds us of the importance of protecting our inner convictions and spiritual integrity from external pressures and controls. In summary, as we confront the rise of social credit systems, and their implications for personal freedom and religious practice. It is essential to reflect on biblical teachings and Ellen White's warnings. These systems may challenge our adherence to divine principles and our ability to practice our faith freely. By staying true to biblical teachings and remaining vigilant against systems that seek to impose conformity, we uphold our spiritual integrity and prepare ourselves for the ultimate accountability before God. May we navigate these challenges with a steadfast commitment to God's commands, ensuring that our lives reflect the values of faith and freedom that are central to our spiritual journey. As Ellen White encouraged, let us remain faithful and true to divine principles, even in the face of societal pressures and systems that seek to test our convictions. Early Writings 42, 43, 1851.